Hi guys, and welcome to another video by Mentor Me Careers. My name is Alan and I'm a CFA chapter holder. And today we're going to be discussing about whether it makes sense for chartered accountants, people who are about to clear their CA finals, to actually think about this qualification of MBA. Right? Because most of the times the thinking is that the more qualifications we add, the better it is in terms of the salary, right? So we will explore that in a very unbiased way, more from an industry and more from the logic of the subjects that are being taught, and more from the roles which are available after doing MBA, right? So let's get cracking and let's start with the first concept on understanding what is the logic behind the MBA syllabus, right? This is a typical MBA syllabus which you can see out here, and the first thing that any chartered accountant should actually notice and probably find it funny also because there are so many things which are getting taught which are so unrelated, right? So at one angle you're learning financial accounting, and on the other angle you are learning about operations management. On the other angle you are learning about marketing management. So the idea behind an MBA syllabus is to make you aware of a lot of various functions which are required in a business, right? So business does not just function because of one aspect, right? So even if let's say you join big four, the big four although accounting is the specialization, but there are a lot of other things which happen in the business, right? And there are people who are required to have that broader knowledge. So that's the reason the first objective is to give you an awareness about each function in the business. Second is awareness about how a business runs in general. What are the matrices to look for? How it operates? How to make it operate, right? Third is to take decisions. Someone in the business has to take decisions, and it's always not the CEO who's taking the decision or the partner who's taking the decision. Sometimes you have decision making is obviously segregated and it is hierarchical distribution to the level of responsibility that the person actually holds. So how do you take decisions? What are the key considerations while taking decisions is also taught in MBA. How marketing works, you also should be aware what are the various ways of marketing, what are the effective ways of marketing, what are not the effective, how to measure the performance of marketing, how to hire and structure the organization is also one of the key aspects, right? So as an MBA you obviously have to decide on how many people will be there in the team. So all of that gets covered out here. So in short, basically MBA is teaching you to become a jack of all trades. Now the broader difference between CA and MBA is the fact that if you ask me what does a chartered accountant do or what happens after you do CA, obviously you work in taxation, regulation, auditing, GST, right? And you audit financial statements, you interpret, you advise, you consult. But if you ask MBA, there's no clear answer for that. And precisely in any business, right, when you actually become more senior in the company, you will realize that there are situations in the company, there are problems that come into the company in which you cannot always go on and talk to very specialized people in finding solutions. So there has to be this broader guy who understands a little bit of everything and can become a bridge between the expert and the special and the customer, and try to actually bridge that solution and then get the specialized people to work on that solution, right? So that's the reason why MBA has always been the jack of all trade program, right? And CA on the other hand, CA, CFA, CAIA, CIMA, CWA, all of these are specialized qualifications. You need to understand that if you are thinking about MBA, then you basically try to get a general qualification to do such work. So after you do MBA, of course, you should not have the idea that I'm still going to be working in accounting. Then MBA has no use, right? So that's exactly what I said, is that every business will need broader people, right? Now, the MBA, which I say it's jack of all trades. Why do I say that? So, for example, questions like where to market our products. Now, there can't be a specialized person who just answers this, right? Second, what features to improve. Now, you can't always go to the product guy who's making the product to always ask what features to improve. It will be the product manager who will talk to the customers and find out possible monetization strategies where probably they can add on more features, right? How to improve margins. Now, you can't always approach a finance controller to ask how to improve margins. Maybe he'll give you an answer, but maybe the answer will come from product side, maybe the answer will come from operation side. So Hence, these questions can only be answered if you are coming from that background of understanding a little bit of everything, right? New product ideas, what product should we start? Not always the IT developer is going to come up with the new product ideas, because he is the guy who knows how to make the product, not necessarily think about the new product, right? If you think about CA, on the other hand, it's a specialized qualification. So you are there to answer very specific and critical questions related to taxation. For example, a small company can ask, can we use 4480 presumptive taxation or should we not? Right? How can we reduce the tax burden legally? What if there is a new tax laws which have come, new updations, amendments have come. So what are the implications for us? Is there an opportunity for us to take advantage of it, right? When we are creating our financial statements for the year, we want to disclose maximum so that we are more, obviously very clear and we are transparent. But at the same time, we also need to be careful that we are not disclosing details more than what is required, that the competitors can actually come to know every little bit of strategy that we are using, right? So CA is a master qualification, right? So you're a specialized person, right, who knows a specific thing. And it's not that the jack is better than the master, or the master is better than jack. There's nothing like that. It's just that they are, in various different spheres of, operations in the business, right? And both are required. And it also depends upon your personality, what kind of a person you are. Some people, even if the opportunity presents itself for them to become a jack of all trades, might not really enjoy it because they would like to focus on a certain set of things which they like to do, right? For example, a doctor cannot do everything, right? He cannot do bone surgery as well as become a dentist. In the same way, a lot of people would like to do multiple things and not just do one thing. So which MBA not to do? In case even if you're thinking about MBA, probably now you're clear on why or the thought process behind deciding in an MBA. The MBAs which you would want to ignore is the distance MBA, because it doesn't make sense. Because MBA, if you are really wanting to get into the jack of all trades mindset and learn things that way, you need discussions, you need good professors. So it's not about the degree. If you look at the syllabus, you will find it funny that it's so easy to actually complete it, the entire MBA syllabus. It's nothing great, right? In fact, you might have studied better than already advanced stuffs in that. It's more about learning that concepts and solving problems, which require case studies, discussions, good peers around you, right? Tier 2 colleges, India and abroad, both. Again, the theme is same, that you want to avoid things which are just for the sake of the degree, and you want to get into prestigious colleges. Online PG programs nowadays are pretty rampant. There are many companies which have come on which are giving these PG degrees, but you want to avoid that because you're not doing it for the degree, you are doing it for the reputation, you're doing it for the professors, the alumni networks, right? So hence, these are some of my very honest tips on the MBAs which you should avoid. You might not like what I'm trying to say here, but probably 5 years down the line, you'll appreciate that what I said was the correct thing, right? So which MBA to do then? Okay, so you should focus on top 15 colleges MBA regular if you have the time. Else, you could also look at very prestigious executive programs which are GMAT based. IIM Calcutta offers executive program, IIM Bangalore offers executive program, which require certain level of filtration process to get into. So you don't want to get into colleges which are just an entry based, right? For example, the colleges, the type of MBAs which I spoke about in the last slide are precisely the same colleges which don't require anything. It just requires you to pay the amount and just get in and get your degrees, right? And this is the reason why I don't want you to do MBAs which are just for the sake of the degree. Because once you do your MBA, once you're done with your discussions and the great peers, later in your life, 10 years down the line, whenever you start something, when you're trying to shift to company to company, your alumni will recognize you, right? Oh, you're from ISB Hyderabad, oh, you're from IIM Calcutta. So, there is a chance for networking to happen, right? If you're doing it for this online PG degree distance, no one really knows you, apart from the fact that, okay, you have something called as an MBA behind your name. But that's not really going to add any value, right? So, the alternative path is also there, okay, where you don't want to invest that much money, and probably I would prefer that this is the best way, because Frankly speaking, there is no need as such to just add a name. Instead, to know what an MBA guy knows, a good MBA guy knows. So, my favorite way of doing is to read books which are related to MBA. And trust me, there are only few, 3 or 4 main subjects which the MBA syllabus focuses on, which you should actually know. Something about marketing management, a little bit about decision science, a little bit about operations management. I think these 3 topics are the major topics in MBA, which you should first learn and then try to apply it. Let's say you start a blog, start a community, whatever it is, whatever you like, promote a community, find ways of monetization. This process itself will teach you a lot uh, on the jack of all trades concept. And even by using such simple projects that you might have done, you can actually get and switch roles into fund management. You can get into product management. You can get into fintech companies in which you can be a product manager. You can be an IT business analyst, right, in which you become a bridge between the customer and the developer. So the way to go about the reason why anybody would consider an MBA or should consider an MBA after CA is if you are looking for an alternative path switch. If you're thinking that MBA will give you a better salary in your current field, I think you will be disappointed, because that's not really going to happen. Because for any accounting company or accounting career, what matters more is what you can apply in accounting rather than another degree that you put through a table. Right? So that was a short video. I hope that video helps a lot of chartered accountants or aspiring chartered accountants, and I hope you make the right decisions. And if you require any of my assistance or any questions you have, please put it in the comment box. I am happy to help. And I'll see you next week with another video. Bye bye.